Hello, my name is Steve Huff. I'm the president of Interactive Learning, a Denver-based educational company that consults primarily with DoD organizations to assist in the implementation of technology that makes classroom learning more engaging, interactive, and effective. Primarily, we focus on the use of audience response systems, or ARS, mobile interactive whiteboards, and the instructional design that supports their effective use. I began using ARS systems as an instructor at the University of Kansas about 15 years ago, and I learned, as many of you have, that telling ain't teaching. Getting my students involved, engaged, and accountable for their own learning was one of my biggest challenges. ARS systems, when used effectively, can provide a powerful tool to accomplish this goal. One of my mantras is, it's not about the clicker. The ARS is just an input device. The most important piece is an effective instructional design that supports creative thinking, collaboration, and problem solving. So during this video, we will not only demonstrate the basic uses of an ARS system, but also address a few effective question development and instructional design strategies. Interactive Learning consults on several different ARS systems, but in this 10-minute video, we will focus on the one that is primarily used in the Army because it is easy to implement, integrates natively with PowerPoint, and most importantly, has a CON, or Certificate of Networthiness, so it is approved to run on the Army network. This system is called Turning Point and is made by an American company out of Ohio called Turning Technologies. All of the Turning Tech products are also on a GSA schedule, which is an important consideration when it comes to purchasing. For this reason, we have invited Chris Williams, the primary DoD business developer and senior training specialist for Turning Technologies, to join us on the call today.
Hello, my name is Chris Williams. I'm the business developer and founding member of our military division. I first learned about audience response technology while working on my master's degree in instructional technology at the University of Akron.
Thanks, Chris. My name is Andy Bennett. I am the Vice President of Interactive Learning. I've been using ARS and mobile interactive whiteboards since 2006. My background is in education as a teacher, administrator, and trainer.
The Turning Point 5 dashboard provides one simple interface for instant management of polling, student rosters, content, and reports. Our three polling environments are PowerPoint polling to make your PowerPoint trainings interactive, Anywhere polling for polling over any application your computer runs, such as documents, videos, or websites, and self-paced polling, which allows instructors to administer summative assessments, evaluations, and surveys that require students to work at their own pace. Utilize response devices for new or existing exams and quizzes with ease. In situations where learners are using web-enabled devices, such as phones or tablets, we offer another solution known as ResponseWare. The presenter can easily activate ResponseWare, which generates a session ID. The learners log in from their mobile device or computer using that ID. This slide is checking learners' confidence in their ability. Instructors can immediately use this data to tailor learning needs to the audience, not just the one or two individuals who spoke up if this question were asked verbally. When appropriate, instructors can take this to a higher level and use it as a pre-test question for analysis later. Let's see how the learners responded. The chart is showing us we have significant varying levels of confidence. We could use this information throughout the presentation to draw real-life experience from experienced participants or pair less confident learners with fully prepared individuals. The next question shows how audience response technology can be utilized to garner a higher level of understanding in participants. This particular question deals with a common misconception that the instructor hopes to address early on in the presentation. Based on the data provided by the learners, the instructor can choose to remediate or move forward in the training. This is another example of using media platforms to engage learners in video simulation, followed by an audience response slide to gauge understanding. Let's take a look at the video.
One of the, I guess, bigger moral dilemmas I had overseas in Iraq, we were in Tarmia, and I was in a shop talking to some shop owners. My trucks were out in the streets pulling security. They saw down an alleyway there was a group starting to gather, probably 15 or 20 people, and out of the back of that crowd, there's a few shots fired at one of my security vehicles, 15 or 20 shots. My gunner returned fire. He had seen weapons, saw one AK for sure shooting at him. So basically we had a questionable situation with no real proof that this guy was an enemy.
Notice that this question says choose all that apply. Any audience response system you consider should allow for this type of response. In this case, several of the answer choices could be acceptable choices, depending on the reasoning that students give for their choice. Answer D is clearly not accurate or acceptable. However, A, D, and C could be discussed by the group. The reason that an audience response system is so effective with this type of question is that everyone is accountable for their choices. They have now become active learners rather than passive listeners during the discussion. An audience response system needs to be easy to use. I'll demonstrate the ease of use and show you how to build an interactive slide. Simply go to the Turning Point tab and select New. Choose the question type. Let's build a multiple choice question. An interactive slide is then placed in the presentation, leaving 3 basic steps to make this slide interactive. First, we need to ask a question. We enter it here. The second step is to give them answer choices to choose from. You can have up to 10. The third and final step in building an interactive slide is to simply click outside the segmented box. This updates the charts and gives you a visual of what it would look like in a live polling environment. That's it. That's all there is to it. Our audience response systems keep track of the data you collected and can be detailed in reports, including formats like Excel, CSV, and HTML. You can run reports by groups, individuals, demographics, and choose to customize them as well. This data is easily transferred to a learning management system, including Blackboard, Acuity, Moodle, and many others. Next, I'd like to introduce you to Andy Bennett, who will talk about mobile interactive whiteboard technology. Andy?
Thanks, Chris. Technology has fundamentally improved how we perform many critical tasks. For example, we used to communicate this way, but now we communicate this way. It is more effective, efficient, and mobile. We used to fight this way, but now we fight this way, dramatically improving our performance. However, when it comes to classroom instruction, many of our military classrooms are still stuck in 1985 with tools like chalkboards, dry erase boards, or flip charts. Many classrooms have moved to projectors now, thus entering the dreaded death by PowerPoint. It is estimated that $25 million are lost daily due to lack of productivity and effective knowledge transfer because of PowerPoint. General McChrystal joked about the previous slide, saying, "When we understand that slide, we'll have won the war." Still others have moved to big, fixed digital chalkboards, which is definitely a step in the right direction. The challenge with these tools is that they still keep us stuck in front of the classroom with our back to our students. Similar to the payphone analogy, while this used to be the most effective way of teaching, technology has now evolved to be more mobile and interactive. Mobi gives you all the functionality of a fixed interactive whiteboard while maintaining your mobility in the classroom as well as gaining new incredible functions. Even before users dive into all the Mobi functions and included software, Mobi can immediately be used as a mobile mouse, allowing instructors to open and maneuver through programs. Also, while using Mobi as a mouse, instructors can effortlessly progress through their PowerPoint presentations. And because Mobi was designed as a writing instrument, instructors can utilize the built-in annotation features in Microsoft PowerPoint.
Thank you, Andy. So as you can see, these two devices, an ARS and a mobile interactive whiteboard, when combined with a thoughtful instructional design, can greatly enhance both the effectiveness and the efficiency of classroom training. ARS systems are currently used by tens of thousands of DoD instructors and over 1 million DoD students worldwide. Here are just a few of the compelling research outcomes from DoD sites. A study by the Navy found that students using ARS had significantly higher test scores on post-assessments, and that's what we see in most studies. You can see here that the average improvement was around 10% per classroom. However, the most dramatic gains were made by those students who were C and D students in traditional classrooms, and of course those are the students where we want to see the most improvement. This led Captain Harkins and Lieutenant Commander Brady to write that the thought of going back to the old way of training is unthinkable. Another study from a Homeland Security instructor found that he could compress a 4-hour course into 2 hours using ARS and got higher outcomes on the 2-hour course with ARS than the 4-hour without. If there's one thing that we don't have as instructors is more time, so time savings is a tremendous benefit. Finally, cost savings. The Air Force found that they could reduce their failure rates by as much as 25% using ARS, which saved them $51,000 in 1 year by deploying ARS in just 2 classrooms. I hope you've enjoyed our video and learned valuable information about these tools. If you'd like more details or to speak with me or anybody on my team, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. We'd love to speak with you. Thanks so much for your time.